Welcome to Into the Mind of a Madman. You are now rocking with me, the Madman. Diddy is innocent. Yes, I'm going to say it one more time so you can get it right in your mind. Diddy is innocent of the civil lawsuits. You know, I've been watching this criminal case every day since it started. I've been watching people's coverage and reading all of the text messages. I mean, not text messages, the Instagram, the tweets. I've been reading all the tweets from the courtroom and watching everybody's take on it. And I've come to the conclusion that he may be guilty or found guilty, whatever you choose, like whatever your stance is at this particular moment. He may be found guilty of what's going on in that criminal lawsuit. But I don't know. I wouldn't say everyone because I don't know all the hundreds of civil suits or whatever amount of civil suits there are. But I'm here to say for 95% of those, he's innocent. I really stand on the fact that any of the civil suits that involves uh him taking advantage in like a date rape drug. He drugged me with he gave me a drink and I wasn't aware what was going on. Uh he held me down and he raped me. All of those civil suits that say something similar to that, he's innocent of that. As I said, I've been watching this criminal suit and everything that's been said about this man through all of the abuse, through all of the drugs involved, and whatever sexual fetishes, kinks, desires you want to say that he has or that has been said about him, he hasn't contested it. Nothing to me says he's a rapist. My YouTube channel ain't that big. I can say stuff like that. I hope they don't bleep me out or whatever. I don't know. I'm not really looking for monetization. But nothing he says is that. Nothing he says he's taking advantage of people. Nothing says he's drugging people. To me, everything is showing that, yes, there are drugs involved, but he's taking drugs too, and he's trying to be in this euphoric moment, this euphoric situation. In my understanding of everything that's been said and been going on, and this is literally 5 weeks in at this point when I'm making this video, just for if you see this in the future. At this point, Diddy is a willing participant in all the sexual escapades, all the drugs, all the alcohol, all the sexual experiences he wants. Like he clearly likes to see, I would say, a live action porno that stars the girl he's with these other men, which they call entertainers, right? Like my girl, I want to see her involved in these sexual activities while I watch and play with myself, and you take drugs or y'all take drugs if that is what you need to get you in this euphoric state and this willingness to participate in these long escapades, because as they saying, they went on for days. It wasn't like, hey, we're bringing this person here and we're getting an hour and then it's moving on. No, it's like multiple. Oh, finish. Oh, keep going and keep going. While I walk around and I watch you and I touch on myself, or I'm in the corner and I touch on myself, and whatever the situation is. Now, a lot of these civil suits that aren't yet displayed, but some has came out, and like when they file them, you know, certain news outlets talk about him like, all right, this is another case that's been filed against him, and a lot of them, including like the most notable at this point, the one with Jay-Z, where the girl feels like she was drugged, she was underage, she was drugged, she wasn't really a willing participant, and then and Jay-Z was there and he took turns doing things to her, and uh I believe it was said Mary J. Blige was there or whatever. I don't know. I can't really I don't want to implicate anybody in the, because it's not really fresh on my mind at this moment. But Jay-Z fought it, got the whole charge dismissed, and now he's attacking, not attacking, but he's going for revenge against Tony Busby, the lawyer with a lot of these lawsuits. It's not plausible. It I would say not for all the freak offs, for all the hotel nights, for all the Kings nights that has been discussed. I give you credit if you feel like, hey, that couldn't been the only thing. You know what I mean? He would have had to, in a sense, been a part of some uh sex parties where it wasn't just a king night. He would just like to see people have sex, or be a part of these orgies, or be a part of these like sex clubs. Let's say if that was possible, like let's say if that was a thing for him, like and and I want to pause it right there for a second just to make a statement of, you know somebody, I know people have discussed this on podcasts, but somebody came out on Twitter, or wherever they came out, Instagram or whatever, and said, you know what, Diddy did a lot. Like, he was doing all these sexual escapades, as Cassie said it, as Jane Doe said it, as these people say, like, oh, this was happening pretty much like every week, or every other week, or whatever you want to say, right? It was happening so often. How did he have time to do all of that and run three businesses, uh, party all the time, as we all know, go to the studio, make records, do Deleon and Ciroc, do Sean John clothing. He was like a renaissance man, and he did so much with his time. So back to regular surgery programming. So he does all that. He has time to do all that, and then we gonna put on him, even though this hasn't been said. Hey, maybe he does like sex clubs from time to time. Maybe he does have uh time to be with other stars while they have sexcapades. Let's just say that to be true. And I'm saying that to make, maybe it wasn't Jay-Z at that particular time, but maybe it was Kanye West or somebody else, right, at another particular time, that he was engaged in these sex parties with, like, how everybody always saying, well, I went to the Diddy party, but I never stayed that late. I never stayed, like, everybody's saying they never seen this and all of these things, but let's say it happens, right? Even in those sex parties, I don't think his fetish is to take advantage of a particular woman. You know what I'm saying? I don't think his get off. I can't speak for the man, but it's nothing showing me that his get off is taking advantage of an unconscious woman, taking advantage of somebody who's not a willing participant in this sexual adventure. Everything is showing, even even like this past week, where Jane Doe, and I'm not really here to say who the people saying she is. I just be respectful to the courts and to the case, right? They're saying Jane Doe, she went she flew to Vegas with a particular rapper and his wife and his girlfriend. And one of the things they did was attend a sex party with where one of the people, the entertainers she had sex with before with her and Diddy, was having sex with a particular girl. And they were all in there watching this act. He got mad at that. You know what I'm saying? He got mad, like, you're gonna go to somebody else's freak off. You're gonna go to somebody else's hotel night. Another in particular, another rapper. I think that was a thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's nothing in me that I can really say, like, I can see him drugging a girl and then taking advantage of her. I think everything shows a, like, I don't remember it. I think it was Cassie. Yeah, because I think the dude, uh I want to say the Punisher, or one of the dudes who's going around with all the interviews at this particular time. If you're around at this time when you see this, when I first put this out, you'll know he's been on Vlad. He did the interview with Cameron. He's going on like a little interview spree. I think his name is the Punisher. I don't know, but he's even said that one of the times he was having sex with Cassie, that Diddy started walking around and he threw some money on him, and she was like, "Is everything good?" Because it wasn't like him to do that. I'm taking, and he was like, "No, I love it. I just love how y'all doing it or whatever." I just so to me it showed he was looking for a particular energy, a mood, an experience, uh uh a sensuality to whatever the act was. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying the act was because he might have liked the making love type of sex. He might have liked the rough sex. Whatever the interaction is, as long as he can say, "Oh, speed it up, change the angle, slow down, put some more baby oil on, you're not shining enough," whatever that actual act is, he's in control of it. So I'm saying it's like a movie, it's a play to him. It's a art to what he wants to watch. And yes, if it takes you using drugs, or you drinking, or you whatever the substance may be, to help you do this with me standing here or sitting here while I'm playing with myself, whatever it's gonna take you to do this for long periods of time, then do that. You know what I'm saying? I just, it's nothing. It's nothing. I can't, from what I see, I just can't put that on him like that. I just can't. So I just can't put him as somebody who, cause I remember a time when his house got raided, and they said, they found 1,000 bottles of baby oil, and maybe they was putting like putting things in the baby oil. So once you rub the baby oil, you become drugged and don't know and all of these things. And it's definitely not the case. From when Cassie was with Diddy, right? It was what, from they say like 2008 to 2016 or something like that, or whatever the time frame was, 2018, whatever the time frame was. She still remember the what was going on. The Punisher or whatever dude name is, or whoever, I think a couple of sex workers or a couple of entertainers got on the stand, right? And they both can recall these parties, these instances, these sexual escapades to a degree, right? Um Jane Doe, she can recall these sexual escapades to a degree. So nobody was drugged up to the point, oh, I can't even remember what happened. I woke up and I just knew my body parts was hurt. I woke up in a bed that was unknown to me. Like, it's nothing that shows he he wanted you to be incapacitated to the point you wouldn't remember. To the point, oh, I can't even give you directions because you're out of it. Like this entertainer has to lift you up and bend you over and put you in this position because you are too incoherent or you are too out of it or you passed out. Like like all civil suits are a no go for me. I mean, and I say that respectfully to Cassie civil suit and whoever else of that nature, because I believe what Cassie had to endure, um, I I think I said this previously. What Cassie had to endure, I believe she may have done a lot of the things because she wanted to please her partner, because she wanted to be with him. She found out, this is my husband, this is my man, this is somebody I want to marry. So this is how I'm looking at it. This is my everything. I want to have his kid. So whatever he wants, I want to do for him. And maybe it may started out cool at first, but once you start doing it, once it becomes every week, once it becomes, you know what, I don't think I'm gonna get my music out. Once it becomes, oh, this is the only time he kind of wants to even interact with me. Same with Jane Doe. Once it becomes, it was cool at first, but now this is the only time I even get to spend with you. Then it may be an issue. Then you may feel forced because yes, you like the lifestyle. Yes, you're paying my rent. Yes, you're giving me money. Yes, you're promising me a career. Yes, I get uh a couple trips here and there. But overall, when it starts to become, this is the only thing and this is what I'm good for and this is the only way you see me, like it, and for the example I'm saying is, Jane Doe, she she put a story that like, oh, I see you out here buying, you going on a trips with this girl, you buying her bags or whatever, whatever, and I'm kind of feeling away. And Diddy says, all right, let's go on a trip so it could just be me and you. It's those little things that even he recognizes that, you know what, I might not even want to have sex with you for real if it ain't involving the entertainers first and then me coming after. See what I'm saying? Like, I don't even really deal with you until this particular thing is here. She promised him Valentine's Day. Oh, I'm gonna set up this all-star sescapade with the top 3 people you want. It's like she's recognizing I can't even have an intimate moment with him myself without this happening. So once you get to that point, and it's been a while, it's been some years, or it's been promises, empty promises. You wanna stick around to kind of feel like everything hasn't been a waste. Is it right? Is it wrong? That's for a jury to decide. That's what the criminal case is for. For me, I understand the mentality of sticking around longer or sticking around in hopes of the time you spent isn't wasted. I know it ain't just me. I know it's a lot of you out there who stuck with somebody because you was waiting on something, like waiting on some type of return, because the time you spent, the energy you spent being with this person, being with the peaks or the valleys, and you just wanted a particular outcome, and you didn't want it to manifest for somebody else. Like, yo, I was with you when you was broke. I was with you didn't when you was struggling. I was with you when you was with you you went to school, and up late night studying with you, and I helped you pay off some of them student loans, or pay off and get you some of them books, or I watched your kid, or I watched our kid while you went back to school, while you worked 2 jobs, and while you went from the mailroom and you work your way up to manager, or assistant manager, the manager. Now you about to be district manager. I don't want to. I don't want to lose out on all of this time and energy. See what I'm saying? That we put into this relationship, all to now that it's over, and now you a regional manager making 6 figures, and now we not together. I don't reap the benefits of all of this time and years. That's what I'm saying to you. I can relate. So I don't necessarily fault these women who may have wanted a baby, who may have wanted a singing career, who may wanted just a time and vacations and my rent being paid, and because I ultimately I love you through whatever we go through, but I still see the benefits of being with you and sticking it out through the rough times. So I like I'm just end it right there in on that particular note. But for all you people who are civilly charging Mr. P. Diddy Combs, Mr. Love, Sean Combs, pardon me with the Carter. I'm not rolling. He's innocent. He's an innocent man, yo. You is no he just he's too much of a euphoric person to have wanted. I don't he's just too much a euphoric to now look at him as this person who who like his get off is you being in tune with the get off. That I think that's ultimately, I mean, the outside of the man semen on him and all of that, I'm not here to speak on that. I'm saying ultimately, I believe his get off, like they say, a cuck or whatever, a voyeur, a cuck, all of these people who kind of like to watch to a degree, whatever the scale is, his get off is to see the energy that's between the two people. So if you're not there to consciously uh be in it, I don't think that's a thing for him. That's just me. And I said this once and I say it again at the end of this. For what he is now, I've when somebody finds what they like in sex, they just are who they are, right? So I it's hard for me to believe Cassie put him onto this, because even by Cassie's account, I ain't do certain things. She was still young at the time, and I believe he came into this with before Cassie. He was doing this before Cassie. He might have been doing this with his Kim Porter and I think Misa or whatever. He not to this degree, but maybe they whatever. Maybe with Cassie, he found somebody young enough to actually live out a live porn. But maybe with Kim, they might have uh put porn on the TV or whatever, or went to sex clubs or things of that nature. You see what I'm saying? I think that's been him. So even the I'm saying that to say even the past allegations, I just it's just hard for it's hard for me to believe any of these civil suits, because this been this been him. Like I said, with Kim Porter, respect to the family, respect to her in her passing. I'm not gonna put that she was involved in something like Cassie. What I would say is maybe Cassie was the fulfillment, the first fulfillment to the live porn, me being in the corner directing it type thing. But with Kim, maybe they went to sex clubs, maybe they had sex, like, all right, they doing this on porn, let's do this, and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, once again, Diddy is innocent of all civil, 99%, 95%, whatever it is. Like I believe Cassie, I might believe uh anybody else who's involved in this criminal lawsuit, but I believe Cassie and anybody else civilly. I don't really know all of them, but anybody saying, "Oh, he drugged me and he raped me and all these things," I'm not rolling. That's just me. I'm out.